It is really unsettling that all the culprits from the Burning Sun scandal are free and living like nothing happened. We see Seungri over and over again appearing on the news, still acting the same as he did before, and now planning to open his own club. Jung Joon Young is now scaring people for bothering girls at clubs. Jung Joon Young was sentenced to 5 years in prison in 2020 for rape and distributing multiple videos filmed without consent. Jung Joon Young was silently released from prison early in the morning on March 19, 2024. Jung Joon Young was seen leaving the prison in all black, wearing a hat, mask, and glasses covering most of his face. Right after his release, there were reports that he was planning to come back to the entertainment industry as a producer. It was said that Jung Joon Young has recently met with music industry professionals, expressing his desire to continue his music career as a producer. People were really mad about this idea. Who would listen to a.s. criminals' music? Just emigrate and don't return to the music industry. I don't think there would be singers who would use his music. With what confidence is he returning? Wow, he's just amazing, isn't he? He needs to just live a quiet life. Isn't he embarrassed? Buzz off. Was he inspired in prison? He needs to keep his prison songs to himself. How dare does he think about making a return? Then there were reports that he was planning to emigrate. Journalist Kang Kyung-yoon said of Jung Joon Young, "I heard he's preparing to emigrate abroad." Many believe that he will end up like Seungri. He'll end up on the same circuit as Seungri, getting paid by brainless clowns to come to their parties. Then the BBC released their documentary, bringing back the anger in people. Also, it revealed how Jung Joon Young's lawyers manipulated his Molka scandal. The documentary said that it was KBS's lawyer, however, later it was revealed that BBC made a mistake and it was Jung's lawyer. But what do we know? So in September 2016, Jung Joon Young faced accusations of secretly filming his girlfriend, referred to as Kyungmi in the documentary, while the two were having sex at his home. Concerned about the potential distribution of the video, Kyungmi reported the incident to the police. The star was then questioned 2 days later. However, Jung refused to hand over his phone to the police for a forensic examination, opting instead to leave it with a private forensics company. This naturally raised suspicions among journalists about the integrity of the investigation. The documentary then reveals a recording where Jung's lawyer is attempting to manipulate the forensics company into claiming that Jung's phone data is impossible to restore. "We talked with the police, and they'll be there soon. The reason I called is it doesn't matter to us whether it can be restored or not, but the police suggested it would be best to say it's impossible to restore. It's just an unnecessary legal case." Jung's lawyers contacted Jung's accuser, Kyungmi. The lawyers told her that if there was insufficient evidence of Jung's crime, she could end up facing a harsh sentence for false accusations. After hearing this, Kyungmi dropped the charges and even issued a public statement claiming that Jung had done nothing wrong. Soon after Kyungmi's statement, Jung and his agency held their own press conference to clear the then-star's name. "I never imagined that what was supposed to be a joke between the two of us would become public and develop into such a big scandal. I was wrong to think that everything would go away if I was innocent." These manipulations created a narrative that painted Jung as wrongfully accused while vilifying the media and the journalists who reported the case. It's so upsetting and sad that the victim at the time didn't receive justice and was made to apologize. Even after it was revealed that there were more victims, they also didn't get the justice that they deserved. That piece of shit only got 5 years in prison, while those victims have to live with trauma and pain for the rest of their lives. And what is he doing now? Did he change? Found Jesus while being in prison? No, he went back to his old ways. He has been caught engaging with women in a club environment that has many wondering why he was allowed to be released from prison so soon if he was just going to apparently go back to the same behavior that got him there in the first place. According to a French netizen who was attending a club in Lyon, France, Jung made an appearance at the establishment and, while the netizen was first unsure of his identity, quickly determined that it was the disgusting Jung. OP shared their experience with Jung, stating that he offered to take their drinks when they realized they had received the wrong order. He then asked for the Instagram handles of OP and those in their group, and later, after gathering more information due to being worried about being mistaken and offending someone innocent, OP became more certain that it was, in fact, Jung Joon Young. Here's a summary translation of the situation described by the French OP who encountered Jung Joon Young in a club in Lyon, France. 1. The OP, a French individual, ordered drinks with friends at a club in Lyon, France, but received the wrong order. Rather than discard it, they considered offering it to people nearby. Suddenly, a man appeared and expressed interest in drinking it himself, and that man turned out to be Jung Joon Young. 2. The OP recognized Jung Joon Young immediately upon seeing his face, but was not entirely sure. In that state of uncertainty, JJY asked for the Instagram handles of the people in OP's group, but because there was no data inside the club, typical France, JJY took a picture of OP's Instagram handle instead. 3. The OP remained unsure, so they took a good look at the guy's tattoo and then later looked it up. At this point, OP was almost certain he was JJY. Someone else at the club apparently pointed out that Jung was a famous Korean singer, while Jung was later seen flirting with and kissing another young woman there. While OP was concerned and considered intervening, they worried that they would escalate the situation and end up causing harm to the girl involved. 4. After JJY left, another Korean man pointed at JJY and asked, "Did you see that guy?" He informed them that the man was a famous Korean singer. At this point, OP was absolutely certain it was JJY. OP shared this with their friends who were with them. 5. Meanwhile, JJY went up to another young French girl and was flirting and making out with her. The OP was so shocked that they wanted to approach and intervene but instead decided not to show any interest in the POS. Also, the OP didn't take things further because they feared that if they caused a scene, they might risk putting the young girl JJY was flirting with at harm. To prevent unnecessary videos or photos from being taken and circulated, they couldn't take any action. 6. The next day, JJY followed the OP's Instagram. Jung followed OP on Instagram, but it turned out that his account only had 4 followers, so was apparently new. OP also discovered that the former singer was having trouble finding work in Europe. The OP also says they don't want to post any videos or share the name of the club for their own safety and for privacy reasons, and tells women to be on guard against Joon Young. It turned out to be a new account with only 4 followers, lol. Since it had come to this, the OP tried to dig up some information about JJY. OP said, for security reasons, they can't go into detail about their identity, but they said JJY seemed to be having a hard time finding work in Europe at the moment, plus traveling around Europe looking for job opportunities. He mentioned going to Switzerland tomorrow. JJY seems to have connections in France. Then on July 10th, shocking footage of Jung Joon Young at a nightclub surfaced. In the footage, the convicted rapist can be seen kissing, holding, and flirting with different women. Netizens reacted to the disturbing scenes in disgust. Many netizens felt that the disgraced singer hadn't learned his lesson. This fucker, lol. He hasn't changed despite prison time. We should just make him an outcast. Seriously, I think he's our word. Wow. Wow, that's chilling. He's doing the same thing and hasn't learned his lesson. He should be in jail for 50 years. Chilling. Oh, that's so pathetic. But he really only received a 5-year sentence for gang rape. Like a dog who can't quit eating shit. JTBC News talked about Jung's behavior in France. In their coverage, JTBC also included private messages that he sent to the OP, who first exposed the singer. In the messages, Jung Joon Young claims he's from Boston and that he's planning on opening a Korean restaurant in Lyon, France. Hey, it's June from Boston. That's same as me. I am writer and composer but gonna have a Korean restaurant in Lyon. Oh, very nice, wow. In one of the messages, Jung Joon Young seemingly expresses his disappointment at OP after they exposed the disgraced singer. I was pretty chilled. Way back to Lyon now. Cool. I was asking to people to be a friend. But this is disappointed that it mentioned quite wrong. So yeah, have a nice day, it was nice to talk to you. Wow, that's an illness. I think his prison sentence was too light for what he did. I'm not even surprised. Can't teach old dogs new tricks. This is giving me goosebumps. Why doesn't he get that ankle bracelet tracker? What's up with AS offender running away to another country right after being released, lying about being from Boston at a club, and then getting caught and people saying they're disappointed? LOL. If you wanted to make friends, you should have honestly said from jail instead of from Boston. June from Boston. LOL. You can't fix old habits. He can't be fixed. I'm more surprised there are still women who are attracted to him. This shows you can't fix people. So girls, be careful out there because of him and many other guys that are just like him. Thank you for watching and see you next time.